Eddie Kane Jr. And subscribe. Coolest Club Media. This is the Nightly Fit. Please head to our YouTube channel. Please hit like or subscribe. If you do not, you won't feel the great pleasure of life of sex for the next 5 days. If you do not like or subscribe, it's being taken from you. No more Poonanny. No more Johnsonville. None of it. Hey, by the way, this is why I love the show that we do, baby, because you never know what happens. And you run into things. And we do the show and it starts at 10 every night, Monday through Thursday. And we're in the middle of the NBA playoffs. And damn it, we run into it. And we are seeing a game of the playoffs right now. And it's been a lot of them. And it is Knicks Pacers. And damn it, will this series be fun? The Pacers are leading 132 to 131. Those of you who took the under on 223.5, your ass was wrong and losing money. But it is a blast. 109 left as Indiana just took their first lead at 45-44 here in overtime. They were down by 14, I believe, with 2 minutes left, and they scored 20 points in just over 2 minutes. 20 points in just over 2 minutes. The Knicks are going to the line. They can take the lead here. And then the way it ended, I swear, I thought they won the game. Tyrese Halliburton, who, again, was voted by his peers, his punk-ass peers, I think because he's light-skinned, but he was voted on by his peers as the most overrated player in basketball. And he has done nothing but repeatedly show that he is not overrated. And he comes down, 7 seconds left. OG misses a free throw, Serda. He comes down, 7 seconds left. Dribbles in, dribbles back out. The Knicks take the lead, by the way, 133-132. Dribbles back, shoots what he thinks is a three. It hits the back rim, goes straight up in the air, and then goes right down. And bam, goes in. He thinks he's won. He's hitting the Reggie Miller choke sign like Reggie did. I know you know what I'm talking about, Osita, but like Reggie did to Spike Lee in the 90s. He hit it, but then the Knicks fans, man, we're back and forth. 54 seconds left. The Pacers take the lead, 134. Now the Knicks take the lead back, 135, 134, with 36 seconds left. This is crazy.
I'm behind.
Yeah, me too. You're kind of ruining this for me.
Yeah, there's 109.
I'm trying to keep it up with the people. 36 seconds left right here, baby. 135, 134. The Knicks just took the lead. This is back and forth, Jack. And now the Pacers have taken the lead with 27 seconds left. 136, 135. This shit is crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have said this, and I don't do this just because my good friend, my new friend Osita is picking against. I just listen. First,
are we not best friends?
No, we're not.
We're not besties.
No, I just strongly.
That's crazy.
I just strongly like you. Now, Steve, I love
Steve. Sound like it. Don't sound like Steve. It.
And look,
wild, bro.
See, am I making my move?
Right.
to get into your wedding with that whatever white girl that's out there for you? Am I ready for that? Yes.
Not with that attitude, brother. You will not get that buffet of what do white people have at weddings? Meatloaf, funeral potatoes.
Come on, man, don't do that, man.
Funeral potatoes.
That's only in New Mexico. But this thing is crazy, and it's not just because my new friend, improving friendship, Osita, really wants the Knicks to lose. But I think the Pacers are better. And I think the Pacers are going to win. And no matter what happens in this first game, the Pacers, again, they lead right now 136 to 135. Whatever happens in this game, the pace of the game, they are like, if I can explain it, if you don't know these two teams, and a lot of people probably haven't seen the Pacers since the Pacers last played in the playoffs last year. But the Pacers want to run and get up and down. They want to go up and down. They want to run. New York is probably not in their best interest to do it with them. And they probably want to slow the game over. They're about to come back out with 27 seconds left. Knicks ball, 136, 135 Pacers. And clearly, as we see, this thing is going to OT, and they are running this. It's 136, 135. This is where the Pacers want it. This is going to wear on them. This is going to wear on them in the next. They're going to a video review here. This is going to weigh on them. Game 5, Game 6 is when they will feel this. And the tough thing is the Knicks, for many reasons, don't want to lose this game. They can't lose the game, guys, where Jalen Brunson goes for 43 and Karl Anthony Towns goes for 35. They can't lose that one. Not to mention Bridges and OG.
Sorry, look at Timothy Chalamet on the side court just being like, time out.
Yeah, and he's into it, isn't he?
Yeah, crazy.
Whose sloppy seconds is he taking? Who's been in line? Was Devin Booker? Travis Scott was with her, right?
Yeah. Travis Scott had a kid with her.
Travis Scott was. I think Devin Booker was with a different.
Oh, he was with the other Jenner?
Yeah. Not that I keep track of those things.
No, you do. That's all right,
like
Steve. I'm proud of you, Steve. We are so proud of you, Steve. By the way,
Steven, pop culture is still culture. You know what I mean?
but Steve fancies himself too good for that type of pop culture. He'll come in here and do a rundown of all the top. Like, I want Steve to do that one day. I want Steve one day on the show. By the way, be ready. Steve's Black Movie Reviews coming up here in a bit.
Black Movie Review
with Steven Serda.
Black Movie Review
with Steven
Serda.
The call's overturned. It is going to be the Pacers ball. It is going to be the Pacers ball up one with 19 seconds left. Oh, God. You have got to be busting through the seams, Osita. This has got to be.
I'm watching it right now. You're just kind of ruining it for me. Like,
I'm just saying, this has got to be. You don't give a damn. Yeah. This has got to be your.
I'm at 18.9 and they're reviewing it, so I'm a little behind.
Oh, well, here, I'll tell you right now, the Pacers win the review. It's going to get reversed, and it's going to be.
You already told us that. I already
know. You already ruined the movie.
I just wanted to make sure you do. I'm being the person that is in the theater that you're talking to. I'm being that person right now. But
so he dies at the end, right?
Who?
They all do.
He's making fun of you for being.
Yeah, for being the spoiler of the movie. It's cool. Let's not harp on that. Continue.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Slow poke. Hey, by the way, you want me? I won't tell you the next thing that happened. Out of hell with it. The Pacers go up and score again. It is now 138, 135 with 15 seconds.
Brunson triple. Let's do it.
There it is. Brunson triple. That's what they need right there. If this thing goes in a double OT, like the funny thing for me is watching this. By the way, as we said, Serda's Black Movie Review coming up a little bit later. The 5 heartbeats. I cannot wait. This man Obi Toppin is nasty, Jack. 5 heartbeats. That was probably an and one. But and by the way, shout out to Obi Toppin and others who really are bringing back the real intricate designs in the braids. Shout out to those guys. I mean, he's got these braids come. That was an and one. He's got these braids coming multiple ways to the side there, everywhere. That shout out to that bringing back, and not just
straight back Kawhi.
No, not just Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, he wears his braids just like his personality, just boring as hell. I like to shout out to him, man. This was a 5-6 hour job right here, Osita. I mean, this is coming. I mean, this is a good look from this.
That's definitely a sore scalp after that. You know.
Oh
definitely
yeah.
And, definitely does
that right there with the do-rag.
Yeah.
Trying to sleep, wake up with your bad neck. That first time I got my braids. Oh man, I wanted the bad boys to look so good. I tried to sleep off the edge of the bed, so I didn't get laced out. Boy, my neck was hurting so bad when I got it the next go around. All right, I'll let you guys finish this out. Ball game, and the Knicks, they're going to be kicking themselves. The Knicks lose at home 138-135, blowing a lead. They were up by 14 with 2 minutes left. There you go, Osita. Bust through the seams. Up by 14 with 2 minutes left. And they lose in overtime. Tyrese Halliburton. Hey, man, we got to start getting serious about this dude. 31 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds in this game. Naismith had 30. He started going nuts from 3 late. Brunson hits the air ball. Carl, nope. If you missed it, Carl, no. Brunson, no.
Right now. Thanks for
travel.
Thanks for not letting me live through that.
You didn't want to, Steve. You didn't.
That was an air ball and a brick, wasn't it? That's crazy.
By their two best players. No, man,
this
is. I'm telling you, the Pacers. Woo! The pressure. Now, this is what you want to see. The pressure that is going to be in that building in game 2. I mean, people ain't even going to enjoy themselves watching the game. They're just going to be nervous, biting their nails. I mean, Spike might not even make it. How about
you know what? And I hope they win. I hope they win the next one because I want it to be a bigger upset when they lose Game 7. That's what I want. The
best part of this, to me, is, and I've been listening to it the whole way, is Serda. Do you know who Reggie Miller played all of his 20 years in the NBA for?
The Pacers.
The Indiana Pacers. Every one of them. And you know the team he hated the most, besides the Bulls, was probably the Knicks. And he crucified the Knicks.
30 about it.
There is a 30 for 30 Miller time about Reggie Miller repeatedly doing in the Knicks. One time, Osita, one of his most famous moments, I think he scored 9 points in 8 seconds to beat the Knicks. They were down by 8. He scored 9 points in 8 seconds to beat the Knicks.
Reggie was a shooter.
He was that dude. And guess what? He's now having to broadcast this game and be objective for TNT. And the greatest thing is, and if I notice it, I know it is driving Knick fans crazy. Like he can't help it. He's trying, but you can hear in his voice who he's going for and how he's viewing things. Oh, that was an offensive foul, I think. Where was? And then a couple of times he said nicknames for Pacer players, like he's had a personal relationship with these guys, like he's on the hometown call. This has to be driving New York Knicks fans who are forced to watch this crazy because Reggie Miller, I don't know. Reggie probably popped. He's probably like ear to ear. He's probably over there silently. They probably turned to the crowd and wanted to choke him too. God, dog, man, there ain't no way. He has got to. I bet these people are watching this shit on mute. They can't even watch Reggie right now because he has done this. How about that, dog? That is beautiful. Good for you. Wow, this is going to be a series right here. It's going to be fun. Pacers up and down, 138, 135. Wow. Damn. That guy, by the way, you showed the video. Have you heard the backstory on the Pacer player that they threw all that trash at and that garbage on?
No. What happened? What was the backstory?
So Light Bright Tyrese Halliburton, the guy that everyone says is overrated for the Pacers, their best player. He said he found out who the guy was, and he flew him out. He's going to fly him out for Game 4 and have him
nice.
at the Pacers game. By the way,
is he going to have security? Because it looked like he neted security last time.
Well, no, he gonna be amongst Pacers fans. It's gonna be
yeah, true.
Let me ask y'all this, because I heard Emil L. Hassan discussing this on the Lebertard today, and he went around the bend for a take on that whole situation, and we watched on here the other night. A man said, "We do not condone violence," and he does not condone them throwing trash on him. But he said, dude isn't innocent here. He's at fault a little bit because he knew what he was doing. The Pacers weren't even playing in the game, and he went to the Knicks, and he went to Madison Square Garden right after the Knicks clinched and beat the Celtics wearing a Pacers jersey. And if you go and do that, you have to know somebody is going to respond in some way. And you are probably wearing that because you want to get some kind of a response. I don't know that I believe that. I can't put no blame on him. I can understand if he had some shit talked to him and people said shit, but not, hey man, we're gonna get a mob of 40 of us and start throwing trash at this cat. I do think he knew when he put that on and went down there that he might get a little some action. But I don't think that it goes to the bounds where, yeah, man, you deserve it. Because we're getting into the territory of, hey, man, young lady came out there with a nice little bodysuit on, ass out, cleavage out, and now she's asking to be groped. No, I don't think that's the case. I mean, I think she might expect people to be looking at her a little bit, but not to be groped and throwing trash cans at. He was really trying to push the point of that cat was asking for it and knew what he was doing by putting that jersey on and going there.
I mean, New York is it not like one of the largest transient cities in the world, like where, people move from all over, especially, the Midwest and everything like that. So who's to say that this man isn't just a man that moved there from Indiana, happens to live in New York, loves basketball, loves his Pacers, just wanted to go see the game. While I do feel like it was probably dangerous for him to wear that after that game, especially in New York, because you know how crazy that city can be. Was he supposed to take his shirt off while he's walking out? He's supposed to go shirtless?
I'm just saying, Osita, let me try this to both of you. If you're a Pacers fan and the Knicks are playing the Celtics, and if they beat the Celtics, they will face the Pacers. When you walk down there in that Pacers jersey, like as you said, was he supposed to take his shirt off? No, he probably could have chosen a different shirt. I think first off, the Pacers aren't participating. So you're it's a real, I'm gonna really it would make a little bit more sense if the Celtics were there. Hey man, my team's the Celtics, you're playing the Celtics, I'm here. But he threw on the Pacers jersey. I don't think he deserved any of that. I don't at all. But I do think he knew that he was probably going to have some kind of interaction wearing that jersey down there. Now, I do think they just hopped and sprinted across the line in the way, what isn't that what RG3 said about Ryan Clark? He sprinted past the line. I believe that's how he said it. Sprinted past the line. I think that's what that cat did. I'm not blaming him, but I just you see people. I know what I'm doing. If I go head to toe in Chiefs gear right in the midst of Houston fans, I know there's going to be somebody talking shit to me. Now, I don't expect that somebody's going to throw trash cans or knives at me. I'm not saying knives for the thrown, but there's a line that I would expect to not be crossed.
Knives? Is that just because of the New York thing? You're like, New York, they had to throw knives. I feel like New Yorkers, they throw knives. They throw trash and they throw knives. It's just a New York thing,
I'm just saying, I would, when I went, you brought up this last night. when I went, we did the whole like a event between the Chiefs and Texans game, and I said, "Yo, I know I'm coming in bright red Chiefs jacket, Chiefs hat on. I know I'm rocking and rolling, but I know where I'm going. I know me and my wife probably gonna be a Lone Ranger in there, right?" And so I kind of knew,
but you had your sister, your sister-in-law. You had a bunch of family over there, bro. What are you talking about? You were not solo dolo with you and your wife. I remember that day specifically.
It was just
no, it was not. You had family in town. What are you talking about?
It was me
at the thing with Figgy.
The one where I dumped him in the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're lying. You had people in town, bro. I'm telling you, because there were other Chiefs fans there that said they were your family. And I think your mom was in town around that time.
I think you're confusing other times.
I know.
I was there. Like I brought the people.
So was I.
I brought the people from the house. There was nobody. There was no other friends and family.
You thought you brought the people from the house. Who else did you bring besides your wife? Then
the single person. It was us. Us two. We were the people.
Sounds like we're gonna agree to disagree. I think Osita's right.
No, I know exactly what happened. My in-laws came into town and they stayed at our house with our kids. So the two of us came. We're the only two people that came. There was nobody else that came. Now you may be thinking, our marketing person that was there with Figgy. Figgy brought all of his. Figgy had all of his people. Figgy's wife and her friends were all there. That it was me and my wife.
There were multiple people wearing. You know what? Let's continue. Let's agree to disagree.
You're just wrong.
Disagree. That's fine.
I mean, you're just wrong.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I know I'm not
now,
wrong.
See, now you didn't have.
I know you were a little sauced up that day. You were a little sauced up that day. You know what I mean? You were feeling yourself. You're feeling good because you didn't have some things.
You didn't have the pictures or the videos from the event as you were hunting them down yesterday. However, I do. I do. I have them all easy, and I'm just like I'd be willing to bet good money with you if you want to do this. I'm telling you, I put a good 20 on this. Right? I would put a good 20 that I brought nobody else there.
Ask your wife.
I don't need to ask her. I drove.
Ask your wife. Drove. Ask your wife. Ask your wife if you have people in town that day.
I had people in town. My in-laws, they were at my house watching my kids so we could leave. There was nobody else there. Just telling you.
All right, Ron.
Feels like it's mixed up.
I think Osita has his days mixed up. I am 100% confident. Like I tell you this right now, Osita, I said 20. I will put $1,000 on the line. I am that confident. I am not kidding you. I will put $1,000.
You don't want to put a rack on the line? Nah, man, I'm not putting a rack on the line. That's crazy, bro.
That's how confident I am.
That's crazy, sir.
Remember that day.
I will do 20. I'll do a gentleman's bet. You're out here trying to make money off your boy. That's crazy.
And listen, if you know me, like Steve knows, I don't bet. I got floors to do in this house. I don't bet. People listening, I don't bet.
He is very with the money.
When I got a sure bet, Jack, I know it. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I had to wait because my father-in-law had a lot of my Chiefs gear and he brought it on from the plane with them. We had to wait before we got there. They drove over and I had to get my clothes.
I asked you, who were the other Chiefs fans that were there that day?
I don't even remember other Chiefs fans being there.
They were at a table with you, my boy.
There was nobody. Me and Courtney were the only ones at our table.
Houstonians.
Promise.
I think you're mixing this up, man. Because me and Courtney were at a table by ourselves, and then Figgy had his wife and her girls there, and I don't think they were just there for the wings. I don't think that they were cared. By the way, you know that place shut down.
Oh, really?
That was a good little spot too, man. They had been around for a while. It was a good little spot too. But all right, let me do this. Let's get an early heat check in because we got a lot to get into tonight with Yes, 5 heartbeats coming up in a little bit. Eddie Kangan again. I can't wait. I can't wait. Every black person in America knows. Wait, y'all. Heat check. Sorry.
All right, guys. Well, for today's heat check, as I usually do for my journalistic integrity, I was doing massive amounts of research on the internet, massive amounts of painstakingly laborious research on pop culture and the things that the youth are into. And I stumbled across a photo of Rihanna looking good, looking pregnant, but looking good.
Yeah, she kind of showed that at the Met, I believe.
She's pregnant for the 3rd fucking time, and I'm not over the fact that A$AP Rocky has pulled the greatest heist of the 21st century by locking down Rihanna, dude. Like, he didn't take her off the market.
They're not married yet, are they?
They're not married. They're not married.
And
they're not married.
This is a different pregnancy than because we're like. Because I remember she unveiled her pregnancy like the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
This is number 3. This is kid number 3 on the way.
Since that Super Bowl?
On the way. This is the 3rd one. She's having the 3rd. I believe it's the 3rd one.
And they're all 3 of his championships, right?
They're all 3 his. Yep. They're all 3 his.
Fat.
That's better than marriage right there.
Look.
Can't break me. Can't shake my ass. I'm not
gonna lie. I've been fucked up about it ever since, dude, because I feel like Rihanna was our last hope, dude. Now she's like living this best mom life while I'm here trying to Google how to look like a Harlem rapper with good skin. And I feel like justice will never be served because this dude had the audacity to not take her off the market once, not twice, but 3 times and still hasn't married her. You got 2 kids and a 3rd on the way and unlimited access to Fenty skincare and Rihanna's love, and you're out here treating the engagement like it's a new shoe that hasn't dropped yet. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm mad. I'm not mad. Okay, I'm mad. I'm pissed, dude, because she was a national fucking treasure, and he's got her in a situationship, and this is the most 2025 thing I've ever seen. 3 kids, no ring. This is ridiculous.
Hold on. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Steve. I think the reason why they're not married isn't just because he's not ready. I would imagine she has something to do with. I think that young man will do whatever. I mean, that's like I think she's a part of the not wanting to be married.
Look,
right? You don't think so? You think
he's old? She's older than he is, man. I would think that she wants to get married by now.
No, you can't. You can't pull that on any.
I wouldn't just assume that. I thought this was going to be about like because people are mad. She's just like. Never gonna make new music because she just keeps having kids.
I mean,
I was gonna say, Steve, what's he talking about? This was our last shot. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
look,
I didn't know you were just holding out hope that you might stumble into her one day, and she.
That day was shot when you were born, man.
Hey, you don't know that. You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
I'm funny. I am funny.
Oh, I know you're funny.
Enough.
I know
exactly.
You're not gonna cross her path.
Hey, look, you never know.
Not matching.
All I got to be is in New York at the right time. You know what I mean? It's not that where they live. They probably live in a brownstone somewhere. It's not hard to find a brownstone. Just like walk around New York for a while. I'm sure I'll run into her. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah,
I could probably
you're running to what that Pacer fan ran into.
That's all I'm saying is, look, dude, I have a hard rule in my life at the moment because I'm only 34 and I'm not 50 like Ronald is. I have a hard rule on not.
You're saying that
women.
because you're hurt.
Probably. But I have a hard rule on not dating women that have kids or at least that have baby daddies that are still around. And I feel like Rihanna having A$AP Rocky as a baby daddy to multiple of her children is a huge problem. She's not married.
That's interesting because you're almost 40, right? Would you say 30? You're 39, 38?
I'm 34, sir.
Oh, 34.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I had that hard rule. Now, I got married at 27, so that kind of pulls it out. But I had that hard line rule. I was not messing with nobody that had kids.
Yeah, it's because, like, look, man, look.
Had a couple of uncomfortable situations, not with the baby daddy, but just with the kid, entering spaces and rooms that was weird. And I was just like, I'm not comfortable with that.
that sucks. But I'm just saying, baby daddy. I feel like a baby daddy always has. That's like competition that's always there. Does that make any sense?
No, I hear you, but you and Steve are around the same age. And at this point, like 34, 35, 36, where Steve is, like, at what point did you let that rule go, Steve? At what point did you let I don't know if I'm messing with a young lady that has kids. I think by about 30, I might have let that go. Because I feel like most everybody, maybe in my age range, they might be having one.
I think like in my early 20s, I might have thought about that, but I don't think like I would say past even like 25. Like if it was the right situation with the right person, it wasn't something that I was like, oh no, I got to run away. And
I was right now. I'll tell you, at 25, I was out.
Yeah, I was very mature at 25.
So you're saying I need to grow up? Y'all are saying I got to grow up? Is that what y'all are saying?
No, I don't think it's what
I got to grow up. Okay, no, cool.
Well, I'm just saying, well into your 30s. I mean,
no, it's fine. Whatever.
No, you damn sure need to grow up. But also, that doesn't have to.
You do reach a certain age where it's not something that like, I mean, it's everybody's got a different story. Everybody's got a different story of how they came to where they are right there. It's not something that would hold me back from like doing anything with anyone.
Well, at some point, unless you want to go Bill Belichick, at some point you're just not meshing with the age group of people that you may be meshing with got kids. Like that, like there's a good chance that they got kids, and you are really, really cutting down your pool of potential.
True.
If you get to at 30, like what's the youngest you feel comfortable dating right now?
Honestly. 24, 10 years younger. That's the youngest.
Yeah.
But that's even still problematic because I dated a 25-year-old and it was fucking hell last year. There was hell to pay for that relationship.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, 24. That's a little, but I don't know, man. That Rihanna, shout out to her. Shout out to ASAP Rocky. I honest to God, I think they're not married because I think he'll do it, whatever. It would make more sense. She's the one who has more to lose, obviously, if you get a prenup, but she's the one who would have more to lose. She's clearly bringing more money to the table in this situation. Like, this ain't I don't think this is a situation. I remember for me, like the Christmas before I proposed, I remember my wife said, wow, man. Seems like everybody's getting rings except me. Like I don't
shit.
Like I don't think that Rihanna's is putting pressure on Rakeem to say, hey man, what we doing here? No, I don't think she put pressure on there. Hell, if it was anybody, Serda, that I would guess, I would guess it would be him. I would guess he didn't came up to her and say, hey, so we're gonna do this?
And she's like, not yet.
Yeah. She's like,
not yet.
Rihanna's got to be worth way more than ASAP Rocky, right?
Oh, for sure, she's a billionaire.
Way more. What are you talking about? It's not even a close.
Well, like I mean, ASAP's very successful, but like I know Rihanna is very wealthy, but I didn't know she was a billionaire.
She's a billionaire.
Let's go around. How much would you guess ASAP Rocky is worth alone? I would guess $10 million.
I mean, I would have thought like 150 million or something like that.
ASAP Rocky is estimated at a cool 20 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth.
Not bad.
Really? That's it?
Some slight.
What? But where do you? No, I'm sorry, Steve. Where are you thinking his money's coming? What has he been doing?
I mean, I just feel like he's been around forever. Like he's been around forever in the music industry. Like I feel like he's just been like stacking money, but apparently not.
You do?
He does spend a lot of money on clothing.
But I mean, hold on. Like, you think people who like he's not like
I'm not locked into ASAP Rocky's career. Like I've listened to his music and I like his stuff, but like but also you tend to like start producing things and like doing other things and diving into other things. Apparently, ASAP Rocky's just not doing any of that. If he's only worth $20 million at this point,
because his baby girl is worth $1.4 billion.
Yeah,
worth $1.4 billion.
Yeah, my man. Hey, Steve, my man got 4 albums. The first one in 2013. Now he's been in a couple of movies and shows, but I mean, more than half of them he is playing himself. So yeah, man. I was about to say, like, when you think about ASAP Rocky, I feel like I think you talking about Beyonce's husband. The way you talking about it, been in the game a long time, just stacking checks. Who are you talking about? Maybe I've missed.
Maybe I'm just thinking of like his albums that I've heard, which apparently are old.
I was about to say, what you think Case is worth? 100 million? What you think? What you think? 112 is worth.
That's just been really famous for a long time, so I just assume he's worth more than that.
I ain't gonna lie. Is this all for me? I got ASAP Rocky as like a C level celebrity.
Nah,
without Rihanna.
B.
Without Rihanna. With Rihanna, he's a B. But without Rihanna.
Wow. Look, man, I know my heat check was throwing a lot of shade on the man, but you don't got to throw like mega shade like that. You're calling him a C.
But hold on. Am I throwing
with Rihanna,
shade?
He's a B? With Rihanna, he's a B?
Am I throwing shade? Honest to God, I thought Travis Kelce was a C level celebrity. And then he started dating Taylor and he's jumped to a B plus.
So you're not even going to give ASAP Rocky a B plus?
No,
you're giving him a solid B.
I don't.
You're going to give him a solid 80%.
He's got 4 albums out. I mean, he's had some hits. I just like no. I mean, is he Rod Wave? No. I mean, I don't even.
Is he Rod Wave? Rod Wave? Rod Wave just got arrested on assault charges, buddy. Like, what are you talking about? Rod Wave.
That might help him. I'm just saying.
Jesus.
It ain't ASAP Rocky. I mean, I'm just trying to. I mean, I'm sorry, ASAP, man. I apologize, but I got you C minus.
Being insulting to the man.
Am I?
That's crazy.
Good God, I didn't think so. I got him at a C minus without Rihanna. With Rihanna, B. Solid.
I was informed during the commercial break that ASAP Rocky hosted the Met Gala this year. So
yeah. Think he got that on his own?
Probably not.
I'm just saying, come on, guys. You think?
You're awful, man.
I'm just saying. Do you think?
Hey, he helped design the Mercedes Benz. He helped design the new G wagon, baby. Come on, man. He's doing some work out there.
And I want you to keep it a buck, both of you. Do you think he would have gotten the opportunity to host the Met Gala had he not been with Rihanna all of these years and gotten her of child 3 different times?
I don't know, man. He's really cool.
Yep. We know the answer. Yeah, we know the answer.
He's really cool.
All right. I do want to get to 5 Heartbeats, Serda's Black Movie Review. But I did want to pass across. So the Tush Push has been has been given life for another year. They needed to have 24 teams vote against it, and 22 teams did, including the Chiefs and the Texans. Both teams wanted to get this shit up out of here. And I'm not surprised that it didn't get voted down. I think the thing should be banned. I think it's another effort and assist to offense. And me naturally, as you know, even though it was a long time ago, but even naturally as a defensive-minded player, like I was in high school and middle school, like the efforts and the assists that the offense gets in these rules are just ridiculous. And to me, I just don't think that a player should be able to be continued to give in yards if somebody else is helping him physically move his body to get yards when he wouldn't be able to move to get those yards if that person didn't help him. Because it does not happen the same way on the defensive side of the ball. On defense, if you hit a guy and you hit him back, they don't give you the yards that you hit him back. They bring it back to where they say forward progress stopped. Clearly, forward progress on the offensive side of the ball is up for interpretation by referees when they do. There is nothing more annoying to me, Serda, and we see this every week. I swear to God, especially near the goal line, I swear to God, it's like referees are waiting until the offensive players find a way to score. There will be a stalemate, and then you will see offensive linemen start to push and shove, push them in, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1 Cincinnati, 2 Cincinnati, 3 Cincinnati, and they'll push them in. And I'll be like, hold on, man. Like, he was stopped. There's only reason why he was able to move forward is because his 300-pound offensive lineman starts shoving him forward. Like, and to me, the tush push is the worst of it. Let me have an offense, the quarterback, or whoever is set up as a quarterback, and then have two guys have the ability to line up right behind him, not even have to run up, but be there right behind him to then start pushing him forward when there is no way that the defensive side of the ball can do that. I just think it's stupid. I think it is not fair to the other side of the ball of how you treat things. If 3 guys on defense came up and hit a guy and they drove him back 7 yards, Serda, as you know, as you watch it every week, it would not be a 7-yard loss. It would be wherever they hit him. And on the other side, if there's a stalemate and 2 guys come up and start pushing him forward, they'll give him all the yards. And many times it results in the touchdown. So for me, I know some people say, oh, it's not aesthetically pleasing. It's kind of like what they did in baseball with the shift and things like that. No, to me, I just think it's total bullshit that anybody would be allowed to continue to gain yards if they're not doing it themselves, but instead someone is pulling, pushing, picking them up, and helping them down the field. That's stupid to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it one way or the other. If they would have banned it, I would have been like, all right, cool. And the fact that they're keeping it, I'm like, all right, whatever. Because I don't think it has that big of an impact on the game. There's one team that excels at it. And what's weird, too, is that the Bills have done it a bit, too. And the Bills were in favor of banning it, which is weird.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, he's come out and said he doesn't. Sean McDermott, the head coach, come out and said he doesn't like it.
Yeah,
he just does it because it works.
Well, yeah, but again, I think it's an exploitation of the rules. Like, there's certain quarterbacks who are particularly good at it, and the Eagles have a great offensive line, and Jalen Hurts is very strong in his lower body. He is very good at pushing the pile. Like, Patrick Mahomes, not going to be a pile pushing type of quarterback. Like, he just doesn't have the leg strength, and they don't quarterback sneak with him since he dislocated his kneecap several years ago. So It's whatever to me because the Eagles too, like for as many times as you could say like, oh, tush push, tush push, tush push, whatever. It's generally like they do it in the red zone, but they also do it a lot on like 3rd and short. And then lots of times it's just like a regular quarterback sneak that gets mistaken for a tush push. So like, I don't think that it has that big of an effect on the game. I really don't like that we've had to spend so much time talking about it, specifically because one team is so much better at it than everyone else. That's what this is all about. It's the Eagles just won a Super Bowl, and the Eagles have been doing this for years now at a higher success rate than every other team in the NFL. And they do it twice as much as any other team in the NFL. And so people are complaining about it. But we literally saw the Chiefs stop it twice in the Super Bowl where they got destroyed. Like, you can stop it. It's possible. But I do get what you're saying. Like, the referees like should be blowing the whistle, and specifically like on the tush push, like there's more leeway given to that play. But again, it's just an exploitation of the rules, and we see teams that are smarter at that than other teams every single year and it gives them advantages because they're smarter at exploiting the rules. So I don't fault them for doing that whatsoever.
But Steve, especially how the Packers worded it, because they worded it the same way that I am wording it. I don't think it's just about the tush push. I think that's a big part of it. And as you said, that is the biggest play that we see often that really exploits it. It is just the simple fact of, come on, man, you on offense. We can't touch you. We can't touch you. These dudes run 4.340s and know where they're going, and defenders don't know where they're going, and they can't touch them after 5 yards. They can't do nothing. It can be 3rd down and 25, Osita, and you can reach out and maybe grab a guy running through for 5 yards, and it's an automatic 1st down. The hell with the 3rd and 20, like a hold is worth 20-something yards and automatically gives them a 1st down. They have every advantage. You can't hit them in the face or head. You can't hit them, which I'm not saying that it should be against, but the physicality of the game has been taken off. You can't tackle quarterbacks. You got to land perfectly. You can't put your weight on quarterbacks. You can't hit them high. You can't hit them low. You can't hit them hard. Like, the defense has so many things that go against them.
Yeah.
And fine. I think the game is exciting. But the other part that you should not be able to do is physically help and push and shove and pull a person who has the ball forward if they're unable to do it anymore. And you talk about safety stuff.
Yeah, but like, we see pile pushers though. Like, we see when guys get stood up at the line of scrimmage, like we see that happen with running backs. Like, it's the same concept.
And what I'm saying is the whistle should be blown when forward progress is stopped. Because when you see pile pushes, Serda, and it's a defensive guys that push them back, are they going to get those yards that are lost? No.
Okay, Ron.
But if it's offensive, they go forward. They get those yards.
So I hear what you're saying. So would you be okay with it if the opposite were allowed to happen? If defensive pushing them back would be a loss of yards?
I wouldn't love that either. I would much rather be comfortable with, hey, forward progress has stopped. The person can't go anywhere. They can't gain any more yards, and they can't lose any more yards. Let's blow it dead. But the thing that would make it better is, as you said, if they allowed that on the other side. It's just that would at least make it more fair.
That'd be crazy dangerous, though. Like, just one person in the center of these, like, 300-pound dudes just, like, pushing each other backwards and forwards. That'd be insane. That's what I'm saying. Although I feel like rugby does it all the time, no? Like, a rugby scrum is basically a tush push.
But what I'm talking about, Osita, we see this, right? We'll see, let's say a team throws a screen or a pitch to a running back, and he's running to the outside, and the defense has him, and they hit him and start driving him back.
Yeah.
It might be 10 yards. They drive him back, and the whistle blows. There's no yard. They just bring it right where he got hit. But in reverse, they give them the yards. And many times, hell, they'll wait. They'll wait until they keep getting yards, until they cross over the end zone. So to me, it's bigger than the tush push. The tush push is just the biggest one. The tush push is bullshit. All right. Like, hell, even bad quarterbacks, we see it. That's bullshit. You're gonna have a guy that snapped the ball, and then two other guys, hell, they don't even have to run up. They get to just all stand right behind him, and they know the snap count, and then push them forward. I know it's fun to say, hey, just stop it. Just stop it. Shut up. Right? Like, get out of here. Like, you know it. I mean, it's been stopped, what, 8 times? And they run it probably 300 times. Like, and that's the thing is, I believe Jalen Hurts, who's strong ass, I believe he would probably get most of 90% of the quarterback sneaks he would try. But there are plenty of times where I watch him on that tush push get stood up and stopped. And then you see them big ass dudes driving and pushing him behind him, and that's how he's moving forward. That's it. So for me, look, they were 2 off. And I do think eventually 2 more teams will flip and that thing will get voted down. I wasn't really surprised because of the way it was worded. I thought it was too far-fetched. But I listen, and to the people who text in or hit me up and say, oh, you're just doing this because the Eagles beat the Chiefs down. The Eagles beat the living shit out of the Chiefs. Hell, it wasn't no damn tush push. It was 40-6. They didn't even have to run a tush push. They just kicked the Chiefs' ass. Right? Hell, the Chiefs may have had a better chance if they tush pushed. That ain't even it. Right? I think even Serda, I don't remember it. It was a days, just such an ass kicking. I don't remember the Chiefs stopping them multiple times on the tush push in the Super Bowl. I felt like the Eagles did everything they wanted to do in that game. So it ain't nothing about that. It's just simply it's ridiculous. Watch I bet you now, both of you, when you watch games on Sundays and you see how often this happens, you'll see, damn. They will sit. There will be a lineman who will come 10 yards down the field on a full sprint to push the pile forward. Come on, safety my ass. All right, it's Wednesday. Serda heads to review and watch the 5 Heartbeats. This sucker was written by Robert Townsend and Keenan Ivory Rains. So these are 2 heavy hitters in the black community. I love people who say community like that. In the black community. All right, Steve, just, wait.
Go ahead. Black movie review.
Black movie review. With Steve and Serda. Yeah. All right. What'd you think? They got some hitters in this bad boy. Eddie Kane in the house.
The soft at the end really got me. So I liked this movie. I don't think I
did you.
So the way that starts out, first off, music, right in my wheelhouse. Love it. Like love the music of this entire movie. And I
was gonna wonder if it was too much music. I was wondering if it was too much music.
I don't know. I'll watch a full blown musical. I do not care if it's well made art.
He's watching Hamilton next, y'all.
I will dive into it. I've seen Hamilton.
I'm about to say, I bet he's been through.
I'm sure you have.
One of my favorite musicals of the last several years. Highly encourage everyone to check it out if you haven't seen it. It's tremendous. No, I did like this movie. I think that it kind of loses steam as you get into it.
That's fair.
And I can like explain that a little bit more, but like at the start, I actually kind of was like engaged by the kind of like they kind of go through each member of the band to try to like explain everybody's backstory instead of just having like one person as like the kind of narrator of the story who's kind of like being like, oh, we were the 5 Heartbeats. Like Robert Townsend like starts out at the beginning, but then it kind of goes into everybody because it wants you to like feel something for each character in the 5 Heartbeats. And Duck is obviously like great. Like I love Duck, and His brother, JT.
JT, yeah, Leon.
Yeah,
Leon.
JT, asshole. I do not ride with JT.
I mean, maybe he fucked her once.
He does have like he has like a saving grace moment like towards the end of the movie where it all comes back around or whatever. But for the most part, really shitty to his brother. Like really, really inconsiderate of his brother and everything that Duck did for the band. Like Duck was writing all the music. Duck was totally fine not being front and center. Like he just wanted to be a part of it and make good music, and he wanted everybody to have fun and play his music the way that he wanted them to. Like I loved all of that. Eddie Dresser, which that dude's been in tons of stuff. Harry Lennox, tons of movies and shows and stuff.
I don't know why. What comes to mind? He was the uncle on Stomp the Yard for some reason.
Yeah.
I remember him. I feel like he was in another like 90s movie. Maybe it was Mo Money. I might be wrong on that. But then he's definitely in the Matrix movies, not the first one, but the second two in the sequels. But he's been in a ton of stuff. But like overall, like I enjoyed it, but it does like I feel like it kind of loses steam halfway through the movie, where it's at first it's like breaking through and you find success, and then it's like, okay, now record deals and cars and women and partying, and so like you can kind of like see the spiral and everything coming, but like all of that kind of loses steam for me because it just like it goes off the rails. Like what the fuck was going on with Big Red? Like
it's crazy, dog.
He's fucking insane. Like I was like, all of a sudden, Bird's just like, hey man, I want to talk about my contract, and he just beats the shit out of him and dangles him over a balcony.
Well, hold on. I want to stop in there. I want to step in there because that's one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. Now, listen, Red is a son of a bitch. All right, for him to show up to Jimmy's funeral and do what he did and then go up to Eleanor and act like he was in tears that you're responsible for this shit. Like that was some bullshit.
That too. I was like, wait, isn't he the reason he got hit by a dump truck inexplicably in the middle of the road? Like, what the fuck was that about?
But I will be fair.
Somebody called and maniacally started laughing like the Joker. I was like, was that not Big Red? Like, what does he have, split personalities? But he just inexplicably can't explain to anyone?
I want to be fair to Red's crazy ass because some people are listening and looking at this and like, oh, man, he just went over there and just tried to kill him. No, listen, we all know what type Big Red is, right? Big Red, that let's just say you imagine old Marion. Some of you might know Marion as Suge Knight. Red had some real Suge Knight vibes, except we're in the 60s, right? You know what kind of business Red is in. You know Red's at a party at a night and talking to people that you don't walk up to Red while he's talking to people in his white suit and say,
he's a gangster.
Hey, I want to fuck. He didn't just ask him to talk about his royalties. I want to talk to you about my fucking royalties. He said, man, hold on, man. I'm talking right now. He said, no, fuck that shit. I want to hear it. I want to talk to you right now. Red was even nice enough to say my business hours, if I remember correctly, are from 9 to 5. And then he said, no, fuck your business hours. And then so Bird didn't just go up there and just say, hey man, just want to talk to you about my royalties. Now Bird maybe didn't see that thing escalating to him hanging outside that window. All right. Nope. When that boy said, hey,
Bird was kind of a bitch in all fairness too.
Hell yeah, I think he tried to get tough and get hard and forgot that he was dealing with the 60s version of Marion Suge Knight. And when that fool said, hey, open up that door. And I'm thinking to myself, open up that balcony door. If you the person that is requested, like, are you like, hey man, what we about to do here?
I open up gonna end him, like, because it got so dark so fast. I was like, oh, they're just gonna toss him off.
He said, bring your ass in there. He said, hey, if you got any more problems with me, my office hours are 9. He said 9. I mean, like, so yeah, Red was a nut, dog. But I will just say this: Red played the hell out that role. I will tell you
Yeah.
that. Whoever that was.
And then I do think like it lost a little bit of steam because I felt like it like went off the rails like so quickly because I felt like it was almost like they spent so much time trying to like dive into the backstory to like make you feel something for the characters, which I inevitably did, that it was almost just like, okay, now we got to rush through all the hard shit and like run through it real fast. And so it was like successful women. Now Eddie's addicted to smack and he's living he's living under a bridge. Like
Eddie Kane. Eddie Kane.
Not to mention the drink either. Let's not
yeah.
let's not put that.
Oh, dude,
the scene where he walks up to him, like, you know, like, and it's like got all the makeup on to like make it look like he's all drugged out, and he's like, it's like, I still got it. I've been singing every day. Like that was actually like, yeah, like that was legitimately like heartbreaking. Like I felt bad for him, and then I was like until like added on. Like Flash just walks up to him with all these women and just stares at him like for no reason. He's just like, what's it feel like to be me? Like I understand the purpose of that line, but I was like, man, that was so unnecessary. Like fuck Flash. That dude sucks, obviously. And they made him, I enjoyed at the end, like he just made him this like MC Hammer like type of dude.
Yeah.
But like
real quick, sir, on that. That is one of the most iconic scenes from that movie. Like when he had that damn jacket on and he opened it up with the head sequence vest on, dressed and ready to go.
Like we couldn't see it either. Like I couldn't see it beforehand. I was like, he's clearly
opens it up and he said, "Hey y'all, I still got it." and I went back and looked at it too. But you're right, Serda. And I don't know if this is two Americas or maybe not even two Americas, more so that this is like it was 91 in the 90s when we watched this, and this was a cult classic, and now we've learned more. But I feel so bad from the thought of that scene until recently was never, Jesus, wow. Look how sad this is. Even when Duck, brings him and embraces him, they roll it in. That was one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And I feel like
him. I was like, yeah, like you're sympathetic for him. Like you feel bad for him because that's like you love that dude, but he can't help himself. Like,
but the only thing that I know that most people remember from that scene. People were dressed up like him for Halloween in that scene to do that. And to see nights like this, raindrops. Oh, that has been one of the most nights like this, raindrops. Oh, that is one of the most iconic. But that scene was never supposed to be funny. I don't think Robert Townsend anticipated that, but I feel terrible now, and especially the listener. You say, "Man, that was sad. That was terrible." I've always laughed like hell through that scene.
Yeah, always laughed my ass off during that scene. Just, nights like this.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. Like I wasn't laughing whatsoever. Like, oh man, I feel bad for Eddie.
But go ahead. So what do you give this 1 out of 10?
I think I'd give it like a 6.5.
That's 10. Fair. That's fair.
I honestly think I could have done with like a little bit more music, like a little bit more performances and things like that. But also like it's an early 90s movie and it didn't have a huge budget. So like I think they did a lot with what they had. And I think you could see like the limitations of like what they were working with, like the like South like cop pullover scene. Like I feel like that was just kind of thrown in there, like to like bring notice to it, which like I appreciated that a little bit. But there was like several scenes like that where it kind of felt like this was all they were working with, and so they just kind of squeezed it in because they wanted to try to fit as much like message and nuance into the story as they could. But like overall, it was an enjoyable movie. Like I would watch it again, but it's not something that I'm gonna like run to rewatch.
When they reconciled JT and Duck, and he found out that he named his son's nickname was Duck too, that always got to me. That part there.
That ending, I legitimately loved the ending. Like heartbeats, a simple. Like,
nah, man, you got to get that shit right, dog. He said, "Man, cut this stuff off, man. He don't need to be watching no Flash. Let them boys watch it. This ain't music. We can't make them watch this music. Well, why don't you show us how it's done?" You're right. five heartbeats at attention.
yeah.
And then he said, "Y'all sure y'all want to roll with old Eddie King again?" Oh, he said, "We sure." I said, "Come on, what you waiting on, Duck? I ain't sang in years." He said, "Come on, man. You was always the worst dancer in the group." "Nah, Choir Boy was the worst dancer in the group." Oh my God, man. It is something like that's one where I am Osita glad to hear from one such a film snob to go out and attack these movies and look at it, because it's just like I just have memories of when he knocked that son of a bitch off that piano, and then he jumped down off of that thing, and he sunned that girl who was supposed to be in there trying to boo him out, and that he embraced her and just put his lips on her skin, and she went down. Those are the things that I remember from that joint. Nah, man. So 6.5. That's fair. That's fair. I got 2 movies this week. You got one, Osita?
I got 2. I think I can come up with one. I kind of want to do a sports one, but like I feel like he's probably seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I gotta believe that. Have you ever seen Fresh?
Oh, yes.
Have you ever seen Samuel L. Jackson, my man Gus from Breaking Bad?
Yes. Watch that movie, bro.
I don't think so.
That's a good ass movie. I watched that shit like a couple of months ago. Yes, watch that.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, that's Gus, ain't it?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, he's got there's some really good actors in this. Oh, dude, I used to remember him from Scandal. Guillermo Diaz. Yeah. He's a good actor too. Yeah, it's a good. I was thinking about that or In Too Deep. Deep.
Fresh is way better.
Yeah, I'm like this one to me, like 5 Heartbeats. There's gonna be a couple in there where, like, they more like culture creative, and it's not as much, like we gonna make films. I'll say this: there are some that are more leaning towards the Tyler Perry side of it, and then maybe some more towards the Ryan Coogler side of it. I would say this is more towards the Ryan Coogler side to it. Like this one's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading about it right now. It sounds great.
It's a great movie. I was gonna say,
not just sounds great, but you can also see the people that are in it that can execute.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Original Gangsters just because Braxton from Jamie Foxx shows in that movie, and that shit makes me laugh till this day.
No, yeah. I ain't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, man.
I remember watching when I was a kid. I was like, Braxton, like, what's he doing playing a gangster?
I know it, old Braxton. Yeah. I've rolled around that Mark Curry episode where he calls everybody in the scene to break except for Braxton. And Jamie had to put when he came, he ran up to go get in Braxton's face, but he slipped on the way in, and everybody in the background died. Everybody. Yeah. All right, man. Osita, go ahead and take us home.
All right. Well, speaking of fresh new movies from my childhood, when I was in high school, I was making sweet love to a French girl.